Greetings, carnivores, and welcome back to Carnivore Confidential. I'm Dougie the Butcher. I usually take my inspiration for my video ideas from my freezer and what I pull out of there for dinner and what I plan on making. And tonight's no exception. I have another full pork loin. I know we covered that before, but I have another full pork loin that I'm going to slice up tonight. I'm going to just cut it into a couple of chunks. But particularly what I want to do is I want to cut some schnitzel, and I want to do a double pork chop or a butterflied pork chop and make some schnitzel, because tonight on the menu we've got cordon bleu, which is Swiss cheese and ham inside a pork or chicken schnitzel, pounded, breaded, and fried. So let's get busy. All right, so like I said, we're just going to cut this into a few chunks so that I can meal-sized portions. I can decide at a later date what I want to do with them, whether it's chops or butterflies or scallopini. In this case, we're going to do scallopini. I'm going to take a roast off of this end. This is the rib end, right? I'm going to take a roast off of here because that's one of my favorite things to do with this end. Love it. That's the rib end. And then the rest of it is all just single loin boneless chops. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this fat covering off, as well as some of the silver skin. It's easier said than done. All right, there we go, nice and clean. So now, treats for my girls. So now we're just going to go ahead and cut some butterflies. Now remember, the thickness of, the size of your scallopini or the size of your cutlet or schnitzel is determined by how thick you cut your pork chop. So in this case, I'm going to do a butterfly, so it's going to be a double size. So just go almost all the way through. And then all the way through, and you've got your nice butterfly, and we can pound them out. And I'm just going to do that for my dinner, and then I'm going to take 1, 2, 3, 4 chunks. 1, 2, 3. And I'm just going to put all this in the freezer for mealtime later down the road. Now, what's left to do, obviously, is to pound this so that it's flat. And away we go. All right, so there we have one, and we're going to do the second one. And 2. All right, so I've assembled everything I need here for the cordon bleu. I've got my pounded pork chops, right? I've got some flour, an egg, and the breadcrumbs. And then I've got some ham and some Swiss cheese, so let's just get going. I like to do the flour first, just to help the egg adhere to it, and hence the breadcrumbs. And into the egg. And next the breadcrumbs. So and you can see it beautiful, adheres very nicely. Okay. Okay, I'm learning as I go, and I just realized that I only want the breadcrumbs on the outside, just simply because we're folding this over. And I've already gone ahead and done that one, so let's just do this one the right way then. Lots of egg and lots of breadcrumbs. There we go. Okay. Now what I want to do is I want to take some ham. I'm going to fold it over, so. And who doesn't like ham? And a piece of Swiss cheese. Fold that over as well. And then what we've got is a nice little pocket. That I'm going to pound a little bit just to seal the edge. Bear with me for 1 second. Bring this back. All right. Now what we've got is a little pocket of cordon bleu. I'm going to try the same with this one, but it's going to be different because I've breaded both sides. But here we go. Some ham, a layer of Swiss cheese, and fold it over. Let's see if we can pound this one shut. Of course, the only reason I want to do that a little bit is so that the good stuff on the inside doesn't come flying out, which it probably will anyway, but maybe we can minimize it by pounding it a little bit. All right, so might as well use up everything we got here. All right, that is dinner, and I'm going to clean up and come on back and fry this off. All right, folks, I got my cordon bleu here ready to go in the pan. Pro tip, I don't know if it's so much of a pro tip, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to pan fry these, get a nice color on them, and then I'm going to put them in the oven. But rather than having them lay flat on this pan, what I've done is I've taken 2 pieces of tin foil and crinkled them up so there's air pockets or spaces underneath to allow any fat to drip. And I've got my pan with some vegetable oil and butter, getting nice and hot. And we're going to introduce these guys to the pan, and I'll bring you back for that. All right, so let's, oh, come on, use my fingers. Nice. All right, so there's that part of it started. I've got, as I said, I've got some canola oil and some butter in here. I'm going to turn this down a bit because I don't want to burn them, but I do want to finish them in the oven. So I'll bring you back for that. All right, I've turned them over. I cooked 3 minutes on one side. I'm going to cook another 3 minutes on the other side. And then we're going to throw them in a 400-degree oven for probably maybe 15 or 20 minutes. Smells good. All right, so I've finished pan frying them. And I've got them on my little tinfoil boats here. And they're going to go in a 400-degree oven for 15 to 20 minutes until I get an internal temperature of about $165. I want to make sure everything's safe to eat. All right, we are going in to grab the cordon bleu out of the oven. And it's been in there for 15 minutes at 400 degrees. So let's see if we can do the big reveal. Now, this is going to be my dinner, of course, but I think we need to slice it just to see what we look like on the inside. And I'm going to try to do this one-handed. Please forgive me. So let's go ahead. Oh, do this one-handed. Wow. All right. There we have it, folks. Pork cordon bleu. I believe this was the one that I breaded on the inside as well as the outside. This one right here will probably be better because it's only got breadcrumbs on the outside, but I think you will agree that this looks pretty delicious. All right, so that buttons things up for us. Just going to switch to a different camera angle. Bear with me. All right, so that's my dinner on the go. I lost this light about 5 minutes ago. I hope you can't tell too badly. Anyway, what we've got, so versatile. Pork loin, whole pork loin. Cheap as heck when you buy it whole. Cut it up, do whatever you want with it. Leave it for chunks to meal plan for later, whether it's chops or butterflies or stuffed or whatever, or a whole roast. Or you can do what I did and cut butterflies and pound them out and make cordon bleu, or I guess this is essentially a stuffed pork chop. And you tap the sides closed so that you don't lose all the cheese. As you can see, the cheese is still there. And to complete my meal, you can probably see in the background, I've got potatoes, broccoli, and gravy. And I'm going to invite my wife up to enjoy this with me. So thanks very much for staying around with me, folks. If you like what you see, please like and subscribe and all that good stuff. And I upload every Thursday, and I'll see you next Thursday for a new video. Thanks very much for coming by, and stay hungry, you guys.